Morning everybody. Well, today's walk is a walk into the Cheviot Hills. I'm going up a hill called Yavering Bell. I'm currently parked up in Wooler, which is about 13 miles from Berwick. It's a lovely day, nice and sunny, no wind. So less talking, let's do some walking. Just walking through back streets of Wooler. I'm not a big fan of filming in towns because when there's people walking about, you know, and you're talking to the video, I always feel a bit of a sausage. That another couple hundred yards we'll be out at houses, and then this is where the walk really begins. Right, I'm out in the open now and it's absolutely glorious. It's a lovely sunny day, you know, a breath of wind. And what a view. I have actually done this walk twice before, and both times it's been a bit of a disaster. The first time I misread the guidebook and ended up in a totally different place. And then the second time I come up with our kid and we got onto the top of Yavering Bell and it was a thick fog. And we came down the wrong side. We finally got back to Wooler, but not the way we intended to do. So hopefully this time it'll be third time lucky. Well, I finally made it to the top of the hill. You can see Wooler in the middle of the shot there. And part of this trail is on St Cuthbert's Way, which is a 62.5 mile walk from Melrose, where St Cuthbert used to preach in about 650 AD. And it links up with Lindisfarne Island, which is where St Cuthbert were buried. One day I'd like to do the whole walk, but I'd have to obviously camp out a couple of nights. Just come out of them woods there, and I'm heading up there. You hear that bird then? What a view. In the far distance there is Scotland. Well, so far so good. I've got about 4 miles of this, what they call heather bashing. As you can see, the footpath's pretty well maintained. You can see some mountains there into edge at Cheviots. And one thing I've noticed, every time I go walking, it's always sunny when I set off, and when I get into it, sun goes in. So my advice to any of you lot is never go away with me. That's a welcome sign. Another form of life. Thought I was the only living thing up here. Right, on we go. See these patches here in heather? There's quite a few of them. They're cut down by a farmer, so next year there'll be stronger shoots and growth for the grouse and birds that feed off these shoots. if you look, there's still a few bits of purple showing, and I bet this heather all the way around, I bet it's spring with all the purple flowers. I bet it's absolutely stunning. Anybody else had a guess to what these things are for? There's 2 or 3 of them. Well, so you all sleep tonight, I'm going to tell you. In fact, I'm going to set up a demonstration. Right, what happens with them? People are hunting grouse. This is the rifle. They duck down and bang. And that's it. Simple as that. 10 minutes stop for lunch now. I should be on Yavering Bell in what, about an hour or so. So I'm just having a rest. Scotch tutors for lunch and a bit of water, and that's me done. So I'm just going to have 10 minutes, listen to a couple of tunes, and then we'll get back on it. It's getting a bit cold now. Where are we going? St Cuthbert's Way. Straight up there alongside that fence. And there it is at last, Yavering Bell. I'm heading for the right hand side of the 2 peaks. At the very top there's an Iron Age fort, which we'll have a look at when we get up there. And here we are, this is where we leave St Cuthbert's Way, which I've been following all the way from Wooler. I've got to go through all this bracken now, down into the Beelac at the bottom, and then climb up there, up Yavering Bell. As I'm firm bashing, I keep looking to my left at Yavering Bell, and I can't believe how big it is. The camera just doesn't do it justice, the huge size of it. I think when I get to the bottom, when I get down into the Beelac, I think I'm going to have 10 minutes. Gather my thoughts, gather my strength. I've made my way to the bottom of the Beelac. I'm just sat beside this little stream, just having a rest. I'll just tell you a couple of facts about Yavering Bell, because I don't think I'm going to have the breath to tell you later. It's 1,158 feet or 353 metres above sea level. Yavering actually means hill of the goat, and there's quite a few feral goats roam around these hills, although I've not seen any today. So right, the torch is about to start, because I'm going up there. About halfway up, and I'm blowing out my backside. You see where I've come from? On that wall down there, and you can see the footpath that drops down into the Beelac, and then climbing up here. And if I pan round, I actually have to lean backwards so I can show you the top. Right, here we are guys, on top of Yavering Bell. I've got a few sheep for company, and what a view it is. You can see there in the middle distance, there's the sea, and over there is Scotland. And I'm told on a clear day you can see 50 miles up here. Absolutely stunning it is. Be even better if it wasn't for wind, unfortunately. Right, time to go now. One last quick look, and then off this hill, and I'm heading over there. Right, that's me off Yavering Bell. Got I'll have to knock on a bit now because it's gone 4:30 and it'll be starting to get dark in a couple of hours. Last thing I want to be stuck out here when it's dark. I'm heading over that way there. This bracken's a lovely colour, the yellows and the browns. And the sun's coming out again. Well, it were harder coming down there than what it were going up. Then I've got to beat my way through this, and I'm heading for that hill there. That's the next place I'm heading for up there. That's White Law. In the middle of the picture you can see a stile I've got to go over. That's 302 metres high, that one. I've just got to go down a slight hill down there into the Beelac, and then it's another climb. God preserve us, at last that stile. So I'm over here, and there's a valley somewhere down there that I need to find. And that's where I've been, Yavering Bell. Say what, if this had got a roof on, this would be me for night. Legs have gone. Come down there from top of that hill. I reckon I've got about 4 miles to go before I get back to the car. And it's just gone 5:15, so I should be back before dark. Well, at least this walk's gone a lot better than the last 2 times I came up here. I'm going to manage to get back on the official trail. I mean, other times, well, 2 times I've been up before, I've been ploughing a lone furrow. You know, in thick fog and driving rain. This is wonderful, this. Can't think of anything else I'd sooner be doing than walking out here. There's nobody about, so peaceful and quiet. And first thing I do when I get in the car, I'm going to the nearest supermarket, probably Tesco in Berwick, and I'm going to get myself a big bottle of rum, and I'm going to have a right swally when I get in. I've got a very, very steep downhill here. That's what's doing me more than anything, like, is downhills, because my knees are giving me a bit of jip. You know, I'm going to turn the camera around now because there's a cracking view. There, that's much better, isn't it? You don't want to be looking at my ugly mug when you can see that. There's a cottage down there, miles away from anywhere. And our walk goes behind it. In fact, if you can see, there's a wall runs along the middle of the picture. I run walk parallel with that wall to the left hand side of the picture. Bet it's lovely and peaceful living down there. Might I bet it's a bit of a pain in the backside in winter. We've got to walk down behind that. In fact, you can see in the middle of the shot, you can see the footpath I'll be taking. I've just got to drop down into the Beelac and then pick up that footpath. Not far to go now. Just had a little snooze for about 10 minutes, got laid down at long grass. Feel a lot better now. That there is Hare. There's two sheep at middle of the shot there. Hare Hope Hill. And up there's an Iron Age fort. If you want to see it, you can come in and see it for yourselves, because I'm not bloody going up there, that is for sure. So yeah, I reckon 45 minutes, should be back at car, straight to Tesco, big bottle of rum, happy days. This bit of video is mainly for our kid. We came up Yavering Bell, but it were a bit foggy and we took the wrong turn. And we actually came down that road there. God knows how we ended up there. But luckily this time, I've got it right. Not far now. I've been saying that to myself for the last hour or so. Civilization at last. 5 minutes guys and I'll be back in car, thankfully. Well, back in Wooler, and if I got things right, the car park should be about 100 yards on the right hand side. Nice church. And there she is, the old bus. Right guys, I'm back in caravan. If you're still with me, thanks for watching, appreciate it. Now, I'll tell you a bit about walk. It's 11 miles long and it's a grade 4. Grade 1 being the easiest of the walks and the Cheviots, so it's pretty tough. Enjoyed it. Ankles were hurting a bit because I'm still having a bit of trouble with my Achilles tendon, which I think physio, if he found out what I were doing all these walks when he's trying to treat me, I think he'd probably have a fit. You know, but overall, really enjoyed it. Very peaceful, so hardly any people on the trail. The total ascent, which means going up, was 647 metres, which is about 2,122 feet, off the top of my head that is. So, I'm going to have another one of these. I'm going to do another video in a couple of weeks. I am still doing videos on my iPhone because I've got one of those GoPros, but I've tried using it. I'm still making a bit of a balls of it, like, so until I get more proficient with that, we'll stick with iPhone. So thanks for watching again. Tell your friends. I'd like to get up to 100 views on my first videos. I'm up to about 75 so far. So stay safe out there, and I'll see you again soon.